Hello, hello. Yes, we are going back to the Killing Floor 2. Because unfortunately, it's better. Well, anywho, we are going to be talking about something that just came up on my feed. About people, supposedly in Canada. Canada's just such a fucking retarded place. Some people are just fucking retarded. They're all a bunch of pussy ass bitches anyway. That's why a lot of them that aren't like pussy bitches, they always end up leaving. Are separated from Canada. Anywho, they were talking on the news about some 20-something-year-old man wanted to commit medical death. Basically, I guess it's medical suicide. Stupid, huh? Dude was 25. 25. Still a fucking baby. Still a kid. Basically. Still had a good life to live. Instead of sitting there and just, doing what God wants us to do is to believe in Him, believe in His wisdom and that, and believe in, the things that it gives us to be a better man or a better woman. These people inside I don't know what to do with my life because I'm not a high-class celebrity. I'm not, they get brainwashed by society now, and these people that are young think they have to be something before a specific age. I heard so much of that condescending fucking bullshit. And when I hear about it, I'm just like, who the fuck tells you this shit? Well, I have to be like this in a certain age group and that. If I'm not like this before I hit 30 years old, I'm going to be a worthless human being. 30 is just the beginning of most people's lives. Like, that's when they actually figure shit out.
One of those cloaked cows is here. Down you go.
Like, I don't think people really technically understand. You don't figure out much in life in your fucking teenage years because you're being controlled by your parents. Unless you go out on your own at 16, 17. Most people don't. Not sure that, the longer you stay in your house with your parents, the more or less likely it's going to be harder for you to grow up to a certain extent. Unless you're put into a perspective that is, you have to work. You have to support your family and shit. Then, you're going to be working and making money and doing whatever you can to do it. You can't have fun anymore. That's just how it is. But these people that sit there and do all this cry wolf shit and saying I'm so depressed and that because my life, is not what it needs to be. What are you doing right now?
Do you have a death wish?
Well, you're probably partying and drinking and being a fucking idiot. And while you're being an idiot, you're not learning anything new when you're drinking and partying. So you lack the knowledge you need to know to be a better person. And you just waste your brain away by being a drunk or alcoholic or whatever it is that you do. You're wasting your life away at a bar. Or at a club. Guess where they get you? They get you fucking nowhere. when you do this, I'm learning from the shit that I do. You know, I watch movies. Stop watching these movies. Stop acting like these celebrities and shit. What you watch, what you hear is who you become. Watch The Chosen. Watch The Chosen One. Read up on Jesus' life. Read up on God's way. Understand that to promote mass amount of joy and happiness is to follow what God intentionally wants us to do. People say, well, the different God's God. No, there's one God, 3 persons, that's it. People want to sell other stuff. That's the reason why Christianity fucking exists. It's to tell everybody all other religions ain't nothing. That's why Jesus always says, I am the way. No one can get to the Father unless they go through me. He's saying that. There's no works to get in there. It doesn't matter what you do in this life, as long as you're trying your best, because we sin so much. But the leading cause of most depression is a lack of, well, first off, accountability. You're hanging out with the wrong people. You're doing the wrong things. When they're telling you go out and like fucking let's go out and drink, but you go, oh yeah, let's party, man. You're my life. Soon as you give your life up to someone else, this is how it works. Soon as you give your life up to someone else, as soon as that someone else gets tired of you, your life fucking ends. That's where all this depression, all this wannabe, I want to kill myself, fucking whatever bullshit people want to say, end themselves, suicide, whatever it is. This is where all that comes from. You rely on other people that don't really continuously love you like you should love yourself. This is where everybody gets it wrong. Stop dragging everybody else's emotions with you when you could just do your own self. That's the first step. Believe in yourself. First step. Start getting better hobbies. Start keeping your mind busy. Start doing things that you enjoy. And honestly, the honest first step, if you really want to, believe in Jesus. Call to Him. Pray to Him. The first thing that Christ is probably going to end up indicating to you is when you read certain passages and you say, stay away from people that do these wicked things. First thing that comes to mind every single time, push away the wickedness, accept the righteousness. Push away the wickedness, accept the righteousness. Hate the wickedness. Hate what wicked people do. Don't hate the person itself. Hate the things that they do. For that they are hypocrites. They are fools. They are wrong. They are wicked. They're unrighteous. They're hellbound. Doesn't mean they can't get out of it. Because not only it ricochets, things change when you start to become more righteous. You start to become more free. You stop becoming the person that you're just dragged around, the third person that. I promise you that.
I'm going to find you.
That's how I used to be.
Wanted to fight.
You're going down.
If this is the point,
That's how I got over it.
bullets anyone. Somebody's wearing their
And once you can get over what other people are trying to give you, and they're just like, no, that's stupid, I'm not going to do that. And then they're going to be the first thing they're saying is like, why aren't you going to do that? You used to be like that. So, yeah, I used to be like that, but I was fucking miserable. And when I was miserable, none of you guys helped me out. I was depressed and miserable as fuck, and you just sat there and just let it happen. You didn't try to go, help me out in that. But I bet you 100% Jesus will help you out. I bet you Jesus will lay down his life for you like he's done for everybody else. I bet you he'll come straight to you when you give him you basically are giving him the order to be in your life. You're saying, please accept me. And then life starts to change. Then you start to grow. And then you start to understand life more. And then you go away from these people that are terrible for you. It hurts. It's like being honest. It's like being a Democratic person and then being a conservative person. You're gonna lose all your friends. You're gonna lose a lot of people. Some people may not judge you and be like, "Well, that's okay. You believe in that stuff," because they practically kind of believe in that stuff too.
Got you, monster.
Don't break your arm patting yourself on the back.
And that's what the thing is. Like, we live in a life that can be easily changed if we just fall in line with what God wants us to do.
Careful with
The biggest struggle, I would have to say, first off, to not believe.
time to play. Open you up. Fix. You're going down.
And people are not willing to believe in God, the one that knows you better than you.
Silence.
Go to the pod. Buy things. Not that it will matter. You'll still die.
But that's when you start seeing the problems. And you can't solve your problems on your own. How can you solve something when you don't know anything? All major psychologists, anyone that has an IQ above probably like 90 or 100, which is most people, hopefully, they're all going to tell you the same thing. They're all going to say God exists. You say, why doesn't he show himself? I don't know. Maybe because if you don't believe in something, how is he supposed to show himself when you don't have faith in him? It's like if you don't have faith in your own family, you think your family is going to just like, you're being around that and they tried their hardest. It's like, okay, think about this. It's like you being you be addicted to drugs and your family tries to come around and try to alleviate you, try to say drugs are bad for you, you got a better life, and you're like, oh, I don't care, I'm just going to die anyway. So a lot of people say, I'm just going to die anyway. You want to die but not enjoying it. You want to die in misery. Well, I enjoy it because I'm high. But you really don't. You lie to yourself every single time you do these things. That's why when I talk to people, even myself about this, because I've been through a lot of this depression stuff and that, and I tell you what, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. Actually, it fucking sucks. And the more and more I go through it, the more and more I start to understand why. Why am I depressed? Once you understand the word why, and you keep asking yourself why, then you want to look it up. Okay, you look up depression. It's like, oh, depression's like, oh, it's just not expressing yourself and that. You're condemning your thoughts and that. You haven't found the circle where you need to be at and all that stuff and that. Many people go through lots of depression and that because they lose track of what life is and da-da-da-da-da. And they do. I can't lie about that because I've been through it. But all I have to say is, I'll say it like this. Do I enjoy my life more than I did 15, 20 years ago when I was, 16, 17? No. I don't. I enjoy my life, but I don't enjoy it the same way. Because I can't remember when I'll explain like this. This is a conscience thing. I've been studying and researching for quite a bit of time in that. And one of the things I've been studying and researching about the conscience, when you go to the point where when your emotions don't show that much, you're not constantly regurgitating stuff and exploding every 5 seconds and that. And you're not expressing every single thing that happens to you. Like, there's some days I want to get in arguments with people. Absolutely. There's some days I want to go up to people and I'd be like, you're just fucking stupid. It's like read a psychological book. Go on there and listen to intelligent people. Listen to people that have more than you, that know the works of life. Then you understand where people are coming from. But they never do. I say, well, it just makes you stupid. Smart people understand that there's things out there that they don't know. Dumb fucks, like I said before in Psalms, the know-it-alls, the ones that want to claim they know everything, they're just so weak-minded and so fucking stupid that they really don't understand what they know. But they're so scared to not know something because of attention. They regulate through attention. That's why they act like fools. Fool means you want to get attention for being a fucking idiot. Like people want to get attention because they're strong, or because they're smart, or because they're, just overall disciplined. They get attention in different ways. They get attention through the works that they do. So if you do good work, you work hard, you can pat yourself on the back. You don't need to have someone to give you attention. Because God's going to give you affection because you're doing what God's wanting you to do anyway, being a better human being. That's how you always get attention. You're always getting glorified. When you do something good, like if I communicate with someone, I break them out of depression, that's God's will is to be done. That's what I'm doing. It gives me an honor that I'm trying to do God's works. Because that's why I always communicate in the way that I do. That's why I talk about feminism, talk about manism, how all these men and women are fucking whores and that, and OnlyFans and that, and they're doing all this really wicked, stupid shit. But some people think, oh, that's the best way to live life. I said, there's many ways to make wealth. You can make wealth being a righteous person. It's just you won't look at money the same way that you look at life. Some people look at money differently, and they look at life differently. I look at money as a way to buy stuff. It's not a status holder. The only thing it's a status holder with me specifically is how strong I am, my physiology, my discipline, how long I can work, how I can maintain my mind more. Can I push through stuff? That's how I look at it. When I know I'm getting tired at it, I get frustrated. My mind gets slow. I feel exhausted. So I know when to sit there and be like, okay, I have to fight through this. A weak-minded person would probably do this. As soon as they get sleepy, they start complaining. They're like, guys, don't want to do this anymore. I'm just so tired now. And I listen to these people, and it's just like, they're not even tired. They're just bored. I'm like, you're just bored. You just want to be at home to play video games for 8 to 10 hours a day, talking shit online with a whole bunch of fucking twat waffles. Because one of the ladies up there plays like Marvel Rivals, and I always talk about her now because she reminds me of me when I was younger. Huge fucking attitude. Honestly, she's a lot worse than I am, but when I was younger. But still similar. Huge attitude. A know-it-all. Sit there and gossip. Make up stuff. Say stuff, but other people can't say. But she can say. She can talk about anything she wants to do. Because she believes she's a main character. I said, you are a delusional fucking moron. You are like the least of IQ. Like, your IQ is probably, like, barely at fucking 80. You're right at the, like, terminal of being fucking retarded. Means you lack learning discipline. Because you never developed anything. How we can rate IQ? People that use more instinctual emotions and don't try to control them. That's what I think IQ normally comes down to. It's when you rely on just pure emotions and not enough logic and not enough thinking pattern. Your IQ can grow with you. Because I have more IQ than I did when I was younger. Fuck yeah, I think completely different. I can't go back to my old self. I could never do it. Because I wouldn't like myself. I would hate myself even more. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? I think about my past a little bit. I'm like, what the hell did I do that for? That's the point. But when you refuse wisdom, you refuse knowledge, especially good knowledge, healthy knowledge, you become more and more dumber. You just become, there's a lot of people that believe that they're intelligent because they learned something. When you actually have conversations with them, they're just spewing nonsense. Because an actual conversation with someone that has somewhat of intelligence, you can bounce off of ideas. Because that means they kind of know what you're talking about and they learn new ideas based on the bounce. But if you talk to someone, they're just a fucking wall. Like you say, you're talking to a wall. I heard that saying so many times. People say those things because they're not getting anything. It just hits the wall. There's no like coming back and forth. And they always give you the look. And you know what happens when they give you that kind of like demonic? It's a pride look. They're prideful, and they think that it's great to be prideful. That's why I always target myself towards this woman. That I say, you're prideful over absolutely nothing. You haven't done a single thing in your life other than have a job, which almost everybody has a job at your age, if not younger than you, because they make money. It doesn't make you special because you're fucking working. That's number one. To yourself, you could be special, but then just work harder and learn more. Don't be disobedient towards other people. That's the number one thing. Because that's one of the things that emotions intentionally like to do. Emotions cloud your judgment of a person, because then you're just thinking of all kinds of really stupid shit that's not true. You listen to people and believe them 100%. Well, when you listen to Jesus, you understand why Jesus tells us from righteous to wicked, who's lying, who's not lying. You can kind of tell. Wicked people do specific things, and you can just know that they're fucking lying. They lie right to your face. I would say wicked deeds. It's not that the person's completely bad, but it's a learning thing. Like, I'm always an advocate of truth. I always want to speak the truth. I meet people that always like speak the truth. They say, why do I need to lie about something? If I don't want to say something, I just don't say something. Most lies are just for attention. They want to say something just to get gratification because they don't like themselves. And when they look at themselves trying to be this, I'm imperfect, because you are imperfect, because you have an idea of what your life should be like if you were a rich millionaire celebrity. And people go by that logic. Any of you, women that believe in Taylor Swift, Jesus is way more cooler, way more popular, and way more better even as a human than Taylor Swift was in her whole entire existence. She's a spoiled, rotten twat waffle, and she wears a fucking diaper, for God's sakes. Oh, it's because it's the new style. No, it's because she shouldn't be singing anymore. I'm sorry. Anyone that has that much money, you should be donating or should be making a lifestyle to give to people what God wants you to give. That's the main thing with the rich man that Jesus tried to get to follow him. He knew in his spirit that he wanted to follow, but his guiltiness of his richness and his greediness of his flesh pushed him away from God. Because he said, you would have to give all your money away and follow me. And he said, why? It's like, well, it's because you're so rich in that, and look at all the poor people around you now, and you have all this luxury, but you're not helping them out. But I'm giving you a choice. You can follow me as the Messiah, or you could stay in your ways. And then he said, I don't know you. There's many reasons why God said, I do not know you. He knew the spirit of the person. The heart of the person probably was a good person to a certain extent. Having struggles in that, because all humans have struggles in their hearts. But his flesh was so tainted by his greediness and pride and stuff like that, he didn't want to take it all away and give it to Jesus. That's the whole point. You give your life to him. It's not that he takes stuff away from you. He gives you more. Yes, the disciples followed him because they believed in him. Yes. But he gave them more of life than it was for them just to be the fishermen, to be the craftsmen. He gave them more. So if you take all that stuff and you bring it in now, you're getting more out of it because you're learning the wisdom. And as wisdom becomes power, strength, wealthiness, because then you actually know how to do the things. Everybody likes a disciplined, wise person to work with. Why? Because they do their fucking jobs. They get promoted. They get more money. Like it's me in that. The brag, yeah, I am the highest paid fucking employee, ranking employee right now. No one gets paid more than me as an employee. I start off higher because I deserved it. I'm at my breaking point. They gave me my first fucking raise, and it was barely anything. Because they can't pay me more unless I get promoted. So I'm at my breaking point. And so I'm just like, okay, well, I want more. I'm going to have to get more hours and at least try to do more stuff in that. Probably on the weekends and that. No, because that's when I, work my smaller shifts. Because I'm supposed to work like, 8 to 4 or something like that. I end up working like 8 to 2 because they decrease my hours and that because of labor bullshit. I'm like, you know what? It's like, well, if you get promoted in that, which they really want me to do, things about you get promoted in that, I'm like, okay, what shift do I want to take? I look at it like this. I would take the mid shift. If the one guy leaves that's working there, I would take his position. Because then I can power through and work, work like 2 to 10 or 2 to 12 or something like that and power through certain things and stay there long enough or take like an hour break and then get back on and then work another 3 or 4 hours. Basically putting myself to work through 2 rushes basically. I'll work, the back end of lunch rush to dinner rush and I need to take a shit. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, that's why I have to walk around that. Woo! I'm still debating on it because they already turned down the other person. Because she's been having issues. She just wants to get promoted so she can get money. They're getting really picky on it. I'm really happy that they are. But I'm thinking that they're probably going to ask me again since it's been over like 6-7 months now. And I'm probably going to get asked. I'm waiting for it. But, I mean, if you give me the hours that I want and give me the shift that I want, I don't mind it. Because the main thing is, we already have the stuff organized enough. Because I'm basically already doing lead shift to a certain extent. But I want to break it down. I'm going to ask... I really want to get about 18. I don't know if they're going to give it to me. But that's the thing is, they might not give that to me. And I'm like, because I don't know how much everybody else gets paid in that, but I want to get the highest amount I can get for being a lead. If it's $2 more than what I get now, then I'd be at like $17.60. That's basically where I want to be at. Basically be almost $18 an hour. Because then I can have more authority and swing around and get shit going and be really directive in that. Because there's a lot of stuff people don't do, and honestly, people don't say nothing. And that's what it is. Some of the people that we work with, they act like children. They work good when you tell them what to do, but they don't do stuff unless they have to. That's the biggest thing. And that's one of the things that I have to keep strong because I start hearing this stuff and that. And I kind of have that authority anyway because people do respect me. But some people don't. Like, well, you don't matter then. And I need a dump ass. Oh boy. Oh, please, Lord, help me to release this demon.
constantly at F1. I mean, Virginia Gouffre was like, I was trafficked to Prince Andrew as a kid. And then they killed her. They hit her with a bus. And that didn't kill her. And so they got the hospital to do something to her, allegedly, of course. And she was going to die in the hospital because she couldn't, like, her kidneys were shut off and they couldn't find any more kidneys for her. She was like, dude, I don't have kidneys, so I might not make it to next week. Somehow survives that, recovers, only to commit suicide. People were like, well, listen, she had a lot of demons. I'll bet she had a lot of demons. She's telling you she was trafficked as a kid to this dude, and we got lots of pictures, by the way. They got any of those pictures of him?
It was hard to steal this man.
Well, that's another victim.
That's crazy shit.
But you got the infamous picture of Virginia and this dude at the island. And 10 years ago, they were like, well, that's a conspiracy. They were just playing mahjong, island mahjong. And then he got so prolific that the crown was like, listen, oh my God, leave us royals alone. Right, fine, so what? Our hearts go out to the survivors, so he will stop calling himself prince. Like that was the punishment for diddling kids. In your face, out of it. All these people on X, all these social media people say that there's no conspiracy, nothing happened at that island move. There's nothing in the documents that says conspiracy. Show me where it says conspiracy. That woman said she was trafficked to him. The crown acknowledged it. She ends up dead, and now he's finally arrested. And still today, they're going to tell you there's no conspiracy going. We want more arrests. So anyway, the claims against Mr. Mountbatten, because they can't call him Prince anymore. That was his punishment. Losing his title. I think losing a lot more than your title is the punishment necessary for diddling kids, weirdos. And he emerged in the Jeffrey Epstein files, including allegations that he shared sensitive information with the pedophile when he was a UK trade envoy. 6 unmarked police cars, about 8 plainclothes cops. With one carried a police-issued laptop, on different automatic police laptops, were arriving at Wood Farm on Sandgrove Estate just after 8. Another multi-million. That was his other punishment. He couldn't call himself prince. He had to move out of an estate, but he just moved into an equally as big estate. Palatial palace. Wow. They have arrested a man in his 60s, that's the Prince Andrew, on suspicion of misconduct in public office and carrying out searches at his address in Berkshire, Norfolk. So,
Lovely.
this dude.
Yeah, this whole Epstein file thing did kind of crazy. Yeah, they should arrest them all. They should arrest them all. They should throw them all in prison. They should have Big Bubba, Jamal, and all these, big, thick-ass black dudes, Mexican dudes, white dudes, and they should all be just fucking raped. No offense. I mean, what do you think's gonna happen in prison? You think that pedos go to prison? That's why they protect the pedos. That's why I don't like the wicked people, the super wicked people that are like, well, we have to protect them because they're just messed up in the head. Yeah, but once you go across the line of satanic shit and you start abusing children and babies, you don't have humanity anymore. You're not a human, you're a demon, so demons get fucking wiped out. Sorry. Personally, I don't give a shit what you two might say about what I'm saying. That all you demon-like people and that sit there and you know that you're doing wrong, but you refuse to repent. Little things I understand because everybody does little stupid shit all the time. Fine, but these people don't feel guiltiness. Their pride has exceeded to be where the devil basically is. They're not humans anymore. They should be wiped off the face of the world. They should all be in Sheol. They should all be in torment. All of them. It doesn't matter. That's why they're trying to prolong their lives as long as they can, because they know that they're going to hell. That's exactly what the demons do. The demons are trying to prolong their life as long as they can through us. And they know their life is going to end. They know they're going to the abyss. They know they're going to hell. But the biggest thing is Human beings do the exact same thing. They say, well, I know I'm just going to die anyway, so I'm going to sin as much as I can. I say, why do you want to sin as much as you can? Well, because it's fun. I have more fun not doing that shit. I have more fun being honorable and being, want to be heroic and shit. I'd rather have fun saving people's lives than this to end my life or even end other people's lives. Like, what kind of course direction do people have? I listen to this shit all the time, especially when I work with people. They're like, oh, I just want to party, I just want to smoke weed and get all fucked up and get fucked by 100 dudes and that. And then the guys say the same thing, and then I say, what are you going to do after that? Well, that's going to be my whole entire life. No, it's not. You're going to hit 30 and that. It's going to hit you like a ton of bricks because it's happened to all these women. They're going to hit 30. All their cuteness is going to go away for the most part because their pussies are fucking nasty because they've been fucked by too many damn dudes and that. They look like shit now. And the guys and that guys look like crap and that. They're like, man, I can't be a player anymore. I talk to some guys that are players and that. They got the clubs and that. They meet up with women and that. They get laid and that. And there's like, it's kind of boring. It's like, I'm done fucking hoes. Like, I just want to be in a relationship. But they're in like their mid-20s and shit or late 30s. Or like late 20s. Mid-20s, late 20s. And like, I don't even want to be with anyone because all the girls are with them. Like, yeah, it's because you're going to clubs, bro. You're going to clubs. And these women walk in these clubs. Most of them start off at 16, 17, 18. They go in the clubs, they get in for free net because they're cute. And honestly, these club owners, they should be like, no, you ain't old enough. Get the fuck, if you can't drink, get the fuck out of here. Like, oh, I want to dance at 16. No, the fuck I was doing at 16, 18. I was playing video games and just do my own shit. Every time I hear people talk about this stuff and that, like one of the girls I work with, that she goes to raves and that. She's like, I like going to raves, and she did it when she was in her 20s and shit. And she's like, oh, raves are so fun. Like, yeah, it's because you're fucking high as fuck, and you're sitting there. And I even asked her, and I try to like get her to like talk about it. Like, do you drink a lot? She's like, well, no, drink. Then what the fuck do you do? If you ain't drinking at a rave, got all those lights flashing all over the place and that, and trying to like let your mind just disappear, how the fuck you go there to clear conscience? You don't. You go there because you're fucked up. And you don't care about what people think about you. So you go in there and you act like a fucking fool. And you want to think people like you now because you're probably grinding your ass on every fucking dude you can get your fucking ass on. And they're pushing you away and you're just laughing it off because you think people fucking like you. Why do I say like that? Because I see how shit runs down. I went to the club with one of the young ladies I was hanging around with at my other job and that. We were working together now. She wanted me to go to the club with her and I'm like, okay, I'll go. She didn't even do anything. All she did was sit there and just walk around. She danced a little bit, and when she didn't get attention from guys, she literally walked away and was hidden in the corner, all pouting and shit, because she didn't get no attention. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, oh, I don't know. I think I'm going to have a drink and all that stuff and that. And she sat there like, come on, let's go out there and dance. I say, you're the one who wanted to come to this fucking club and dance, and you're sitting there, and you don't want to do anything. I said, that's the problem. You could be part of the team. Being drunk and being part of a team and dancing and having a good time and enjoying yourself is what God actually intentionally wants us to do. But when you're sitting there and you're dragging your ass and you're miserable, I said, I can't go to a club with someone that has no idea how to do things. Me and the boys, nah, fuck, dude. I was just sitting there attention to the club. Me and the boys and that, like, whoever the fuck it was, we were just sitting there talking and dancing and shit. We were just having a good time in that. We were just going back and forth and shit. Dancing to songs and that. We were talking, chit-chatting and that. And a lot of them were just like, man, I just come here just to relax, have little beers and just sit there and chat with people and that. It's like, I've been coming here for a while now. And that's like, I really don't care about the whole sexual thing. And I said, I agree with you. These bitches are all about, I need attention. You need to bend me over. Most men go in there. They go in there with a couple group of people, and they just sit there and chill. They have their famous song. They dance, raise their glasses up. They're enjoying it. I went there like, I'm never going to go to this shit with you ever again. It's like, you're terrible. I'm like, if you want to go because you want to have men fucking rubbing cock all over you now because you want attention, and you're hunting down looking for men, the club is the worst place to fucking go. Like, you're going in there, and it's just like... And it was sad, Because I saw this person as someone that was actually, you know, intelligent. And I was like, you are just so fucking stupid. How are you so dumb? And then eventually, she stopped going to the clubs and that. And I said, why don't you go buy a TV, go buy a console now, go play some video games and shit. Come home and just enjoy a good story, detective video game, because she liked detectiving and stuff and like that. I said, you can play a lot of things. Like, you can play Resident Evil. Resident Evil's got a lot of detective stuff in it. It's a horror game, but... I said, go do something you could do on your own without having to sit there and want attention from other people. It makes your life better when you can do stuff with solo activity. Because first off, it keeps you out of trouble. And you can give yourself attention by enjoying a good story. That's one of the things I trained myself to do. And, you know, and she ended up doing it. And I'm just like, that's good. Like, just do that. It's like, if you want to hang out with someone, hang out with them. I mean, like, me and her, I love hanging out with her because we were, you know, other than that, she was ridiculously fucking hot, because she was very, very attractive. But, like, we'd sit there and watch horror movies together now, and we'd just sit there and just watch it. And, like, we would get into, like, conversations about it. And she'd be like, oh my God, I hate this part about this and that, the way it's looking at, it's like, it's weird. And I'm like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like, we're talking about Chucky now, we're making fun of one of the main characters because he looked really gay. And she's like, man, he's so gay, and that's like, he looks so pathetic. The woman's always doing everything for him. It's like, I hate that stuff. And it made me have the hots for her because she was so, like, traditional minded. She's like, I don't like when people put all these gay guys in, and I want to see a masculine guy that looks strong. And yeah, it's because that's what you have the hots for. I want some guy to sweep me off my feet and plow my butt in and, you know, love me long time type shit. But anyway, like, this is just how our world is. And it's sad when we start seeing, say, like, great people and that are really good people and that have this kind of mentality it's so crappy. And we see the good with them. But when they show so much stupidity, they start lying to themselves. You know, I have everything else with this person that, you know, it was just nothing but lies about how that you know, we had a good conversation that the last time that me and her ever hung out was like 2 years ago. It was right before her birthday and that, so I ended up buying her a birthday gift. And I expressed my heart to her in full. And, like, I told her, I'm like, you know me and you're dating, right? Like, we're dating, 100% dating. Like, there's no friendship here. We both want something out of this. And I'm just like, you have to choose who to be with. And she ended up choosing the other person. I'm like, that was her choice. She refused me and chose them. I was like, well, okay, now you got to deal with the consequences of choosing someone that you don't actually like. You know, and it's a maturity thing in that. It's really hard to go through that because for some reason when especially young women that are very attractive, when they want attention, they go through what the world wants them to go through. Like women that hate on older men. They hate on older men because they think that they're more mature because they get all this attention. You get attention from a lot of men, but only certain men are going to give you more than just talking attention. They're going to want to have sex with you. And then a lot of it's meaningless. And then they'll fall in love with you because most of the men that you're with are around your age, you know, between 16 and 19 or 20. And most men don't have a lot of experience with that. That's the problem is when you see women with high experience with sexuality and that, it fucks with their whole life. Losing your purity at a young age is terrible. People say, lose your virginity. No, don't lose your virginity. Keep yourself pure. People say, well, that's foolish and stupid. It's like, yeah, you're a fucking moron. You're weak and pathetic and a fool. They're like, when I get people that try to egg people on that, about losing your virginity and shit, they like make fun of them that. I tell people all the time that they're like, that's what wicked people do. They make fun of pure people. I say, but I'm pure though. You're not. You're wicked. You're fucking dirty. And then they get really fucking mad. Like, I'm not dirty. Well, you've been with how many dudes in that? Yeah, you're a dirty fucking whore. That's what we always call people. You're a whore. You're a dirty whore. Nothing's gonna separate you from that. You have that tag. It's a title for the rest of your life. Dirty whore. The only way you can alleviate that title is if you repent and learn a new way of life. But until people repent, your title is dirty whore. Because I tell people that, it's like, I never laid with a woman all the way. I always say that stuff, and that there's a reason why. I'm not saying I haven't done anything remotely like that. Yeah, there's some things I've done in my past and that I regret. You know? And it was just nothing but experience. But was it worth it? It was worth the experience. Yeah. But I learned about lust really quickly. Just because you can get yourself off, whatever means it might be, it doesn't mean that that person loves you. It doesn't mean that love exists just because you get yourself off. It truly doesn't. So I learned from going through that, you know, having someone sit there and not really trick me, but gave me what I want without any complaint. They sat there, gave me what I want. And then all of a sudden it became a relationship, and as that relationship got, it got to its brightest point, and then it started to dim down, and it started to alleviate stuff. It's still in the etches of my mind. Does it come up every now and again? Of course it does. But a lot of times it's just like, it's something. You can't retract feelings that you've done. That's why you shouldn't do certain things unless you're ready. Honest truth is, you shouldn't do certain things unless you're in a relationship. If you've been with a girl in that for more than multiple years in that, and you guys are both virgin-based people in that, or maybe she did have one relationship but ended up not going good in that, and she started to change herself in that. Sorry to say, like most women tend to fucking get mad about, body count does matter. Because your emotional psyche leads you to believe that there's no man out there that can satisfy you. And as men, we want to satisfy women. Women, these feminist women, these twat waffle women say men can't satisfy me. It's because you've been satisfied by 100 fucking dudes, bitch. If you've been satisfied by a lot of different dudes, then no man's going to be able to satisfy you. That's why you want to reach for all these high maintenance men. And they don't want to be with you because they want pure-hearted virgin women. No one wants a leftover hoe. No one. Only ones that want that are sebs, because they look at their bodies and they're like, wow, she's so hot in that. But she had 32 dicks in her. Different dicks. Well, I mean, I could be 33 and they act like it's cool. Them bitches don't care for you. They're trying to go for higher up righteous people. People that have some type of luxury. I always keep going down this road because this is the biggest problem in society that is purity. Stay pure. If you're a young lady in that and you get involved with stupid hoes, stay away from those whores. Stay away from them. Go to church. Keep your mind away from all these hoes. Keep them from not tempting you to have sex in that. Keep away from it. Even with men, don't get tempted by it. I mean, most men at younger ages intentionally don't really, have too much, it's very hard for them to, get intercourse in that. But young women in that, in high school age in that, that's where it all starts. Stay away from that shit. Push yourself to be a better woman. Understand what it is to be in love. Ask your parents for that if you have good parents. Matter of fact, read the Bible. Go through Proverbs. Proverbs, like I said, is the best thing you can read. It teaches you how to be a good human being. It teaches you what to look for and what not to look for. Because that's the problem is, our guidance, I want to guide myself towards a righteous woman, and I haven't found barely any righteous woman. I say maybe one. I found maybe one righteous woman in a while. She ended up leaving the work. And I had a crush on her, and I actually did like her. I thought she was really pretty in that. She had acting that, but she had a really, really hot body in that. She was very, very attractive looking in that. And like, she was cool. She was, she apologized to me and that. She was actually she was being more righteous. I never got the chance to fucking talk to her and that. I hope she does come back. Because I would like to ask her out. I'd be like, yeah, let's fucking do this shit. I mean, yeah, the person was younger than me, but yeah, I had a massive crush on her. And her body was really nice and that. And she was really, the way she was thinking that, she was always very polite and that. And she was the first one that called it out. She called out that she was attracted to me. And I'm like, okay. Mainly because she didn't have a boyfriend and that. And I understand that kind of thing. But you know what? That's confidence. Most women don't do that. Even the hoes. The hoes don't do it. Hoes will never call someone attractive. They know they're attractive. What they do is they manipulate you with sexualization. And once they get the sexualization high enough, they're like, oh, guys are so easy manipulated with their cock and that. But the thing is, you bitches are fucking with the wrong man. Because I haven't gave any hoe any chances of trying to at least go all the way with me. And I'm very proud of that. Of all the hoes I tried now, they all fucking failed. All of them failed. They try. And like I said before, they're all attractive, but they all fail. I think to myself now, man, what the fuck's wrong with this world? Does beauty standards really fucking matter? I know a lot of good-looking dudes and that get attractive women that are righteous to a certain extent. Most are just fucking whores, but anyway, I'm gonna get going on that. You guys have a good day in that. Yeah. Don't forget, keep yourself pure. I understand that God loves you. He hates things that we do, but doesn't mean He doesn't want us to be better. That's what love is. It's that discipline. So stay strong, guys. And please read Proverbs and that. You'll really get into it when you start learning about the wicked people and the righteous people. Life will always get better. Don't ever get depressed, because depression is what the devil wants you to be. And when you get depressed, that pray. Pray for wisdom. You'll be enlightened, like I did. I've changed dramatically. God bless.